What's going on, guys? So I wanted to just give you a quick update on my trades today. So I took some trades on solo. I tried to take a few other shorts too, but I couldn't get fills. Pretty typical. But anyway, my trade on solo this morning was pretty nice. At least the first trade was. So what ended up happening was I was kind of watching it out the gate, seeing if it could hold VWAP. As soon as I kind of saw it able to hold VWAP there around 6, I bought at 603. So I was buying this kind of dip off the VWAP, holding support for the VWAP at 603. So as long as it could hold above the VWAP here, I was going to hold long. So you can see this kind of area of consolidation where it really kind of was consolidating for a few minutes there. Took about 10 minutes for it to consolidate from this bounce off the VWAP up for it to really break out. I kind of held through this whole area looking for a move up to 10%, or at least a move to give me like decent return on my investment here. So when I saw it bounce to 655, it hit 660 and then it kind of reversed. So there I thought there might be a chance that it would pull back, and I kind of wanted to just take my profits at that level, because at this point I'd already watched it kind of tap this level twice and then come back, because you can see here on this topping tail it hit 655 and then bounced back to the VWAP, and it did that almost again here, bounced back down to 632. So when it bounced back up to 655, I was like, you know what, even though it broke it, I kind of just hit market sell in order to get me a fill so I could take some profits, some early profits, and if it pushed higher I would take another trade, as I ended up doing. So almost immediately after I sold, it pushed over 7 and hit a high of 791, and after I seen that, I immediately was waiting for a pullback. So I ended up taking this pullback here, buying at 735, hoping for a push higher. It pushed higher for a minute, like up to 745, and then it almost immediately flushed back below 7. As soon as it kind of went below 7, I ended up exiting. Now the second trade I took smaller share size, so because of that it was a lot, like I ended up still green on the day, but not as much as I would if I would have just walked away after this first trade. That would have given me a nice green day if I just walked away after that first trade, which is one of the things for me. I really don't like to trade too much, so 1 or 2 trades is good enough for me, and I should have been happy with my profits after the first trade. It's kind of one of those greed, fear, and momentum kind of, because this FOMO, it was the fear of missing out, right? Like after I sold here, I was like, crap, shot over 7, and I'm like, damn, I missed that whole move. That would have been a really nice winner if I would have simply just held, right? But as I said, I saw it hit this level twice, 3 times, and who knows, it could have reversed and shot down and I would have lost everything, right? So it could have turned a green trade to a red trade. So I held and waited for the move higher, and unfortunately it didn't give us that. So I stopped out after on my second trade with a pretty decent loss, but it still left me net positive on the day, so it's not the worst thing. But anyway, so after I made that trade on solo, I was looking to short. I was actually looking to go long on APWC here at first, kind of in this area. But then I saw there was resistance forming at 230. I was thinking of buying a dip off the $2 mark, but then this candle pretty much made me kind of, and I saw the volume coming in as a lot of selling volume. It broke the volume weighted average price, and I saw it come back and try to reclaim, and it couldn't. So I was trying to short it around the $2 mark, and hoping for a move lower. And obviously, like if I would have shorted it in this area here just before the break of the VWAP, I would have had it. It would have been a decent trade. So unfortunately, I couldn't get any shares to fill. So I took the trades, but unfortunately, like I just couldn't get shares to fill, so they didn't actually get executed. As you can see here, it was rejected because there was no shares to short, and then NAVB was the same thing, got rejected because there was no shares to short. See, it's like the security is not available to short. So because of that, I couldn't short either NAVB or APWC. And as you can see, like both of these would have been good shorts. Like I would have made pretty good profits on both of these. So I was trying to short NAVB kind of in this area here, around the 270 mark. Even in like the 265 range, I was trying to short it. So it was basically in this area here I was trying to short, and I just couldn't get fills. So unfortunately, that was not a winning trade. Would have been a winning trade if I could have got it filled, but I couldn't. So unfortunately, you see the level here was 257 where I was trying to get filled. So basically, in this area here as it shot down, or maybe in this area as it came back up and then rejected. So you know, I could have basically held this trade even into right now and just kind of waited for a push lower, because this is probably going to end up pushing back lower. Maybe not too much, but either way it would have been a decent trade. And yeah, that was pretty much it for my trades today. I was looking at a few other stocks like CBAT. I was kind of looking to trade it, but unfortunately it wasn't really giving us the big breakout opportunities like I wanted to see. Like when it broke the VWAP here, it was interesting, but I kind of wasn't watching it until in this area, and then you kind of got this big resistance and these big topping tail candles, which I really don't like, because it tells you that there's a lot of resistance above this kind of 770 mark, this 670 mark, 666 into 670. There's a lot of resistance. So because of that, I really didn't feel comfortable unless it could break that level. And you see it broke it, but then immediately ran into resistance and reversed. So in that sense, like, it was really tight range for the day. It really was not very volatile. In that sense, I was kind of not looking, you know, kind of looking away. And as it would kind of make those moves, I'd be like, that's decent. But unless it can like really break out above these levels, I really wasn't interested in it. So unfortunately, no trades there. HOFV was the other one that was kind of popping up this morning, and as you can see, it basically just faded. So this would have been a nice short setup, and I didn't try to I was too busy watching Solo and trading Solo and a few other stocks, so I didn't watch it. But this kind of level here where you see this attempt to push back to the VWAP but then immediate rejection, this would have been a nice short anywhere in this level here. So you could have shorted it at, you know, 280, 275 or whatever, and then just held into this push down to 243. Would have been a decent move. Would have made money. Yeah. So today is kind of a slow day. It's a Friday. Typically on Fridays you see less volume. You see kind of a lot of problems with momentum and with stocks kind of trying to reach new highs and actually pushing through. You don't have a lot of momentum to help push stocks higher. So you typically have a lot of sell-offs on Friday. Also a lot of profit taking from people who have kind of swing trade on Fridays. They're like, hey, I'm up so much, I'm just going to take my profits. You know, because like on Solo here, if you would have bought, you know, say back on Wednesday or Tuesday, right, and you bought at $3 and now it's up at $7 or $6, even in this range, $6, you know, you're selling. You're basically coming looking at your trade, you're looking at your, you know, investments, and you're like, damn, I'm up like almost 100%, I'm going to get out. So that's why you're going to see a lot of selling towards the end of the day here on a lot of these stocks. It's just simple profit taking from people that have been swing trading, not necessarily day traders, but people that are swing trading a lot of these stocks, especially these EV, electric vehicle stocks, which Solo is. So that's kind of the sympathy momentum on the EV stocks that push this one higher, and one of the reasons why I was so long biased on it is because of the fact that it had already made those moves and showed that it had potential to make another move. So that's why I was watching it. That's why I traded it. Yeah, that's it for my trade update. I want to give a quick shout out to a few of my subscribers that had given me some a few tips on how to change my volume parameters. So before I had gray, it was all gray, all of my volume down here, but he had let me know that if you go into studies here and you go into edit studies and then you go into volume down towards the bottom here, and then you go over into lines. So you go over into lines here and then you hit match tick here and apply. That's how you can get basically the volume candles to be indicative of whether they're green or red. So depending on which was more, who was buying more shares essentially, whether it was shorters or whether it was people going long, this kind of gives you a sense of where the momentum is, whether it's shorting, whether it's longing, how many people are going long. And obviously there's going to be people shorting in these candles as well, but it just shows you that the momentum, the majority of the shares being bought are going long in these green candles here. So it just kind of gives you a little extra advantage when you're talking about momentum and kind of where the volume is coming from, whether it's buying or shorting. You kind of get a sense of that. And the other thing I wanted to mention was one of my subscribers was talking about, he was asking me how I get in and how I get out, so what my kind of ideas are for entry and exit. So I explained it kind of on my one video, but I'll kind of give a quick explanation here for how I like to trade on Questrade. So what I end up doing is basically I buy with a limit order. So I will bring up CBAT here and I'll show you. So if I was going to trade this right now, which I'm not, because I don't like the look of it, but if I was going to trade this, what I would be looking to do is buy, and in this sense I would want to buy right at the VWAP. So let's say the VWAP is 590, right? So I would put my order here at 590, right? But you can see it's already breaking up over 6. So let's just say I put it at okay, 5. It's back down to 5. So let's say you put it at 590, and the second you see 590 on the bid here, I'm hitting buy. I'm hitting buy, right? So when it hits that 590, and you can see it broke up, so I could maybe put my order up a little bit to 595 if I was so long biased, but I'm not, because there's not a lot of, you can see here, there's not a lot of buying volume coming in. Most of the big candles are on red volume now, right? So there's a lot of shorts trying to get into this at this point. Anyway, so I'd be waiting to buy as close to the level that I'm kind of looking at, so as close to 590 as I can. If I thought this thing was going to go to the moon, I would probably just hit the bid at 595. I would go up 596, bam, and I'd buy right now, and then I'd be in. I'd be in at 596. And then the second that my order is executed, so the second that I'm in to the trade, I change my order to a market order. And the reason I do this is because as much as you can lose from slippage on a market order, so basically with a market order, you're sending the order in to get filled as quickly as it can get filled. So basically the second I hit sell, it's executed, whatever price it shows me. So if I was to hit sell right now, I'd get filled at 596. That's just what's going to happen, right? Because that's what people that are willing to buy are willing to pay. So they're willing to pay 596, which is what I would get filled at. So obviously you don't want to take a trade from 595 to 596. It's just, silly, but this is just giving you an understanding of how you look to enter and exit and kind of the strategy with Questrade. And I know a lot of traders like to use hotkeys. I just don't see the point of using hotkeys when I'm only looking to do 2 or 3 trades a day, and when I'm kind of constantly sitting here watching it, I can control those levels. So I don't use stop losses either, because I am using mental stop losses and I'm controlling my trade. And it's just simply watching the time and sales, watching the chart, understanding support and resistance level. So obviously, like I said, 591, this kind of volume weighted average price is a very good support level. So if you're buying anywhere above it, you're basically, your stop loss is that volume weighted average price. So if it breaks 591, 590, I'm out, right? And it holds below. If it breaks it for a second and then comes right back up, then I'm going to hold. But if it breaks it and cannot hold the volume weighted average price, then I'm out. And that's simply just understanding support and resistance, these levels that you want to buy close to and hold unless it ends up breaking through those levels. So when you're trading with Questrade, the easiest thing to do, like I said, is to buy with a limit order as close to the price that you want to buy it, and then to change your order to a market order and sell on the bid. So basically, if it shoots up, like when I was selling, when I sold Solo here, basically I had my order placed at 603, right? So when it hit 603, I hit the bid, right? I hit the bid, and then I hit buy with a market order, or sorry, with a limit order, and then I switched to a market order and held through this whole swing, and then as soon as I saw 655, I saw 660 on the bid actually, but I hit sell market order and it filled at 655. So that's the difference, is that sometimes you get filled a little less because it fluctuates so much, right? So sometimes it's up, 5 cents, down 5 cents. So typically you're going to get filled at whatever price is on the bid. So as long as that gives you a nice profit, because like most of the time when I'm selling, I'm looking to sell when it's already up 10% or 12% or 20% or whatever. And at that level, when you're selling in a market order, the chance that you're going to get filled anywhere below 10 to 20% is extremely low, because the broker has to give you the best price that they can get filled. So when you hit that sell market, they have to give you the best price on that bid at that second. So at that nanosecond. So if you ever find you're getting like extremely bad fills with market orders, it's probably because you're trading high float, large cap stocks that have really big spreads between the bid and the ask. So if this was like $7 and $6.50 or something, or $6.40 on the ask, that would be a huge spread. You don't know where you're going to get filled in that level. But obviously with these 1, 2 cent spreads, 4 cent spreads, 3 cent spreads, you're not going to get filled with a huge loss, right? Or with a huge drop down from where the bid price is at when you hit the market order, when you send in that market order. So anyway, I just wanted to let everybody know that's how I do execute my trades. Market orders execute in seconds, so that's why I'm looking to exit on a market order and enter on a limit order. So that's the strategy. That's my strategy. Whether that fits your guys's strategy, or whether you guys like to use hotkeys or market orders or bracket orders, whatever it is with stop losses, find whatever works for you. But for me, buying with a limit order and selling with a market order is the best way for me to get in at a price that I want to get in, and then get out extremely fast wherever I can find profit. So anyway, that's the video for today. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want me to make any updates. As I said, I'm still going to be working maybe a couple days next week, but then I should be trading almost full time for the next few months. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to keeping up with you guys on my journey. And let me know what you guys think. Please like and subscribe. Comment below, and I'll be back at you soon. And have a great day.